Hello everyone, I am Jessica Alkizar, and my topic to be discussed is the continuation of the discussion of Miss Angel Kaalaman, which is the learning preferences and learning styles. So question, how we learn? How do we learn from other people or how we learn about other people? So to further understand and answer this question, this will be answered as we go along with our discussion. First, let me introduce to you the EAC or the eye accessing cues. What you see in the picture is an example of an EAC model that is very useful in the world and is considered as the lie detection.
This is when one can see what someone thinks about just by looking at their eyes. The direction of eye gaze or head tilt can give clues about learning preferences.
So let's further discuss these specific eye accessing cues. So first to discuss is the visual construct. Moving up your eyes and to your left would be accessing an image they need to construct a picture because they either have not seen it before, because the picture has been stored in the past and not the immediate recall zone.
So, in other words, visual construct is when people are making pictures up in their head. A good question would be, what would your room look like if it were purple? How does a crossbreed between a cat and a giraffe look like? Do think about a purple elephant and what would your favorite car look like?
So next is the visual remembered. Moving up your eyes to your right would elicit an image they seen or imagined before. In addition, some people access visual remembered by defocusing their eyes.
So, visual remembered is recalling images after you've seen them. A good question would be, how many chairs are there in your living room? What was the brand of your first mobile phone? What is the color of your favorite shirt? Thinking of the last time you saw someone running and who were the first 5 people you saw this morning.
Next is the audio construct. Lateral and to your left would be accessing something they have not heard before or they have to construct a sound or conversation.
So, in other words, audio construct is making up sounds they've never heard before. A good question would be, what would I sound like if I had Donald Duck's voice? And how does a cat sound barking?
Next is the audio remembered. Lateral and to your right would be eliciting something they have heard before. This could be a conversation or a sound, and it could be of themselves or someone else.
So, audio remembered is to recall informations. Examples of questions you can ask are, what was the very last thing I said? Who did you speak to the last time you were on the telephone? Can you think of one of your favorite songs?
Next to discuss is the kinesthetic. Eyes down into your left would access the person's feelings internally, like for examples, your emotions, or internally, like for example, tactile feel of velvet or cat's tongue.
Kinesthetic are people who rely on touch and feel as a representation system. A good question would be, what does it feel like to touch a wet rug? Are your hands warm now? How does it feel to be wet?
Internal dialogue or auditory digital. Eyes down into your right would access a person's self-talk or internal dialogue.
Auditory digital is someone who uses words like logic, common sense, reason, system, understanding, and others. A good question would be, can you say the alphabet inside your head? Take a moment and listen to the sound of your inner own voice. How do you know to the sound of your own voice?
So now let's proceed to the 4 learning styles by McCarthy in 1987. So the first is dynamic style, which is being active. Second is the analytic style, which is being a theorist. Third is the innovative style, which is being creative. And fourth is the procedural style, which is being practical. So in dynamic, they are interested in self-directed discovery, prefer to seek hidden possibilities, explore, and learn by trial and error. And the procedural, interested in how things work, they want to get in and try it. In analytic, interested in acquiring facts in order their understanding of concepts and processes, prefer to listen to and think things through. And innovative, interested in personal meaning and making connections. They prefer to have reasons for learning. So question, how are learning styles important to teaching and learning? So, by using variety of approaches, supports learners to access and participate in activities. So, if teachers understand their own learning styles, they can get insights into, first, the style they are teaching in, and second, the style of the activities and assessment they are planning for learners. Now, let's take a look at the example. A lecture-style lesson followed by research on the issues will be accessible to analytical auditory learners. But dynamic learners with visual strength might prefer a group discussion followed by presenting a poster. They are less likely to be engaged in other style and may not process the information to the same level. Teachers need to teach beyond their preferred styles and develop skills using a variety of pedagogies and activities. It is because the significance of pedagogical skills for educators is that they enhance the quality of teaching in the classroom. So understanding the preferred learning styles of the class cohort supports teachers to make informed decisions about curriculum design and delivery to improve engagement in learning. Understanding learning styles can make it easier to create, modify, and develop more efficient curriculum and educational programs. Multisensory teaching and learning is the different ways of learning. It is a way of teaching that engages more than one sense at a time.